This video is going to show you how to make cream puffs. All you need is a cup of water, a half a cup of oil, 1 cup of flour, and 4 eggs. We're just doing a small batch. First, you heat up the water and the oil till it's boiling. And then we'll add in our flour. And this is the cream puff dough itself. The filling is, I'll show how to make after we're done making the dough part of them. See how nice and rapid boil it is? That's what you want. Rapid boil for about a minute. Make sure it's nice and hot. And we're going to turn the heat off. Put the flour in. Stir it real quick. And keep stirring it. And take it off the heat. Keep stirring it. Then we're going to put this in mixer and mix it for about 5 minutes before we start adding the eggs in one at a time. Okay, once you get this all nice and mixed together, we have our mixture in the mixer. So just turn it on and mix it for about 5 minutes. You want it to get a little cool before you put the eggs in, because you don't want the eggs to cook. You want them to be in there nice and fluffy. We will add the eggs one at a time. Just let it mix about medium speed for about 5 minutes. Once it has mixed for about 5 minutes, we're going to add 1 egg at a time. Let it blend in. Using 4 eggs. There's number 4. Now, you mix this until it's nice and creamy. I'm going to step it up a notch so it can pick everything up from the sides. You want a nice, creamy, fluffy cream puff batter. So we'll mix that. A couple minutes. Make sure everything's mixed up. And the eggs will make the batter fluffy. See how the batter's getting nice and creamy? That's what you want. While our batter is mixing, I am preheating the oven on 375 because these will go in the oven on 375 for 40 minutes until golden brown. Once the batter is nice and creamy, then we're going to scoop it out onto our parchment lined cookie sheet so we can bake it in the oven. You want it nice and creamy, just like that. So it makes a nice, fluffy, light cream puff. Once your batter is done mixing, then I just scoop it out with an ice cream scoop right on to the cookie sheet. Then we will bake it for 40 minutes. That's all you do. You just have an ice cream scoop. You just scoop the dough right out onto the cookie sheet. Now I used a 2-ounce scoop, ice cream scoop, to scoop these, so I got 8. But if you use a 1-ounce scoop, you'll probably get 12 out of it, but I like my cream puffs a little bigger. So now we're going to put them in the oven on 375 for 40 minutes or till golden brown. To make our filling for our cream puffs, you need 1 cup of confectioner's sugar. You need 2 tubs of whipped topping, which are 8-ounce. You need 1 instant pudding, box of instant pudding. It's a 3.4 ounce. And we're just going to mix all this together in our mixer. So you just put the whipping cream in with your confectioner's sugar. Just scoop it in. Now I'm using a whisk so it'll be nice and fluffy. So once you get both your tubs of whipping cream in, make sure your pudding is instant pudding mix. You don't want to have the cooked kind. You have to have the instant pudding mix. One box of vanilla. If you'd rather have your cream puffs filled with chocolate, and you can use chocolate pudding instead. And we're just going to mix this till it's nice and creamy. We're just going to mix all this till it's nice and creamy. About 3 to 4 minutes, because you want to make sure that the pudding is mixed all through the whipped topping so you can get it nice and fluffy. Then we'll put this in the refrigerator, keep it nice and cold until our cream puffs are done. Once it's mixed for 5 minutes, it should be nice and thick. So when you put it in your cream puff, it's not running out. You want it nice and thick. And we're going to put it in a bowl and put it in the refrigerator till our cream puffs are done, because you have to have them absolutely cool before you put the filling in, because you don't want the filling to melt. Our cream puffs have been in the oven for almost 30 minutes. See how they're getting nice and fluffy and done? So we'll leave them in 10 more minutes and then check it. Our cream puffs were in the oven a total of 45 minutes. Make sure they're brown on the bottom, nice and fluffy. We're going to let them cool on a cooling rack. That way they don't get soft and mushy. They can cool all the way around. Once they are all cool completely, you don't want to rush this because you don't want to put your filling in and have it melt on you. So you can either fill them with pudding or the cream mixture I showed you how to make. Our cream puffs are cool. I cut them in half. And we're going to put a spoonful of our filling in each one. And then put the top on. And do all of them just like that. Once you get them filled, put a little confectioner's sugar on top, just like that. Just fill each one. It's easier if you have 2 spoons. That way you have 1 spoonful and the other spoon you guide it off. And put the top on. Put some confectionery sugar on top. And they're ready to eat. Once you get your cream puffs all filled and the confectionery sugar on them. You can put them in a container with a lid in the refrigerator until you serve them. Make sure that you have a lid on it so they don't dry out in the refrigerator. And they'll keep for 4 days in the refrigerator. I hope you like my recipe for cream puffs and subscribe to my channel. Till next time.